Hi, welcome back traders. In this video, I'll go over popular stock index ETF and index futures for the week of March 10, 2023. Support and resistance level or supply and demand zones, along with the chart analysis. Let's get right into the video. Let's look at the SPY, ES and SPX. These are my weekly levels for last week. SPY closed the week at 404.19. The high of the week was 404.45. The low of the week was 392.33. I had support 1 at 392.15 and the weekly low came in just shy of 7 cents at 392.22. SPY didn't test my resistance level 3 at 405. The move of S2 to R3 is a very bullish move. Is it just a short covering rally? That's yet to be seen. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $407.26, second resistance is at $410.51. The weekly resistance is at 415. Support or demand for SPY would first at $401.68. The next area of support will be $398, and R3 support will be at $395. These are my weekly levels for SPX from last week. SPX closed the week at 4,045. The high of the week was 4,048.29. The low of the week was 3,928.16. I had support 1 at 3,926.42 and the weekly low came in just shy of 2 points at 3,928. SPX didn't test my resistance level 3 at 4,065. The move of S1 to R3 is a very bullish move. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $4,068, second resistance is at $4,088. The resistance 3 is at 4,134. Support or demand for SPX would be first at 4,023. The next area of support will be 3,988, and weekly support will be at $3,957. These are my weekly levels for ES from last week. ES closed the week at 4,052.5. The high of the week was 4,053. The low of the week was 3,925. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $4,088, second resistance is at $4,108. The resistance 3 is at 4,156. Support or demand for SPX would be first at 4,026. The next area of support will be 3,998, and weekly support will be at $3,964. Now, let's look at the QQQ and NQ futures. These are my weekly levels for QQQ from last week. QQQ closed the week at 299.68. The high of the week was 299.92. The low of the week was 288.37. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $303.21, second resistance is at $306.49. The third resistance is at 309.88. Support or demand for QQQ would be first at $296. The next area of support will be $294, and weekly support will be at $293. These are my weekly levels for NQ futures from last week. NQ closed the week at 12,324. The high of the week was 12,329. The low of the week was 11,832. For the coming week, The first resistance is at $12,423, second resistance is at $12,534. The weekly resistance is at $12,740. Support or demand for NQ futures would be first at $12,109. The next area of support will be $12,024, and weekly support will be at $11,886. I posted another video on trading concepts. Whether you are a beginner or have no prior experience whatsoever, or if you are already a trader, and want to improve your trading, this video will help you. These are my weekly levels for Dow Jones ETF from last week. Diamonds closed the week at 334.21. The high of the week was 334.43. The low of the week was 325.3. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $336, second resistance is at $39. The weekly resistance is at 341. Support or demand for Dow Jones ETF would be first at $331. The next area of support will be $329, and weekly support will be at $328. IWM is the ETF for the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index. These are my weekly levels for IWM from last week. IWM closed the week at 191.50. The high of the week was 191.93. The low of the week was 186.12. For the coming week, the first resistance is at $192.81, second resistance is at $193.25. The weekly resistance is at 196.32. Support or demand for IWM would be first at $189. The next area of support will be $188, and weekly support will be at $186. These are my weekly levels for VIX from last week. VIX closed the week at 18.49. The high of the week was 22.02. The low of the week was 18.16. VIX is below the critical 20 level. For the coming week, the first resistance is at 19.45, second resistance is at 20.22. The weekly resistance is at 20.87. Support for VIX would be first at 18.11. The next area of support will be 17.83, and weekly support will be at 17.06. That's all in this video. Do let me know how do you plan to use these supply and demand zones. Please drop a like, or share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.